Ozarks in 5, brought to you by Talking Rocks Cavern. Explore the beauty above and below ground at Talking Rocks Cavern. The Springfield Greene County Park Board reminding you to go play. And Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service. Call Southwest Missouri's best plumber today for a free estimate. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Forhetz.
Howdy, howdy. Good morning.
How's
it is
it going?
Friday. It's Friday.
Friday.
We made it to Friday, which is fantastic. It's going to get chilly again, so get ready for that. But it's still Friday, chilly or not.
How bad can it be, right?
I made chili last week, by the way.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
No doubt. Really kicked off the winter season here in the Forhetz household with that chili. All right. We have some news for you this morning. First off, a 21-year-old Marine veteran from Springfield has lost his life fighting to help Ukrainians defend themselves against Russia's invasion. Ethan Hertwick was killed volunteering to fight with Ukraine. Hertwick was on his second mission there and was set to come home just days after his death. Instead, he is in his eternal home. His parents say he was a Christian young man. They are struggling now to get his remains sent home, a process that could take months. Hertwick was the youngest Marine at his boot camp at 17 years old. Incredible.
Yeah, he sounds like he was an incredible young man. I was reading about what his parents were saying about him. He served as a Marine for several months and then was honorably discharged because of a rare blood disorder, which upset him because he felt at home in the military. That's what he wanted to do. So that led him to go volunteer. It's the second time over there to volunteer with Ukraine. He was trained as a medic to work with them, and he was tending to medically another volunteer who was wounded whenever he was killed. So it's a sad deal. And then it was sad, really, to read about how long it takes to repatriate his body. It takes months because of Ukraine's laws, and so there's really no closure until he gets home and they can have a military funeral. And so it's tough.
And you were reading stuff from the actual military. I watched a local news story on it, and I was just thankful of his parents' faith because, man, that's hard. 21 years old.
Well,
but just an eternal perspective changes everything.
Yeah, it does. It does. And they have that. So it's a lot more peace than maybe you would have otherwise. Yeah.
All right. Now to this. There are now 3. Missouri State University has named their short list in the search for their next president to take over for President Cliff Smart, who is retiring this summer. It'll either be John Jasinski, who has been MSU's provost since 2022, Roger Thompson, who is at the University of Oregon as VP of Student Services and Enrollment, or Richard Williams, who's the president of Utah Tech University. So one of those 3, they're all going to be visiting the Missouri State campus in Springfield and West Plains next month. Hopefully they have some nice weather.
It's interesting. I thought they were going to get it down to a Final 4. And they ended up doing a Final 3, which makes it easier.
Hey, no need to take 4 if you know that you're not interested in 4.
Well, I just like the alliteration of Final 4.
For the presidential search or the basketball game, I was just wondering.
Either one. Final 4.
Good.
It just it flows. April election will be here soon enough. And with that comes warmer weather. Another big race for Springfield School Board is going to be going on in April. 3 seats are up for grabs. They're held by incumbents. So voters will choose their top picks between incumbent Scott Kreis, who works with Associated Electric Co-op, Danielle Kincaid.
Danielle.
Oh, yes.
When you said Daniel, I thought
said
male,
it too fast.
But yeah.
Yeah. Danielle Kincaid, who's an incumbent with the Elder Law Group. She's not an incumbent there. She's an incumbent on the school board. Also incumbent Dr. Miriam Muhammad Khani, a retired pathologist. And then Landon McCarter is running, works with Secure Agent Marketing. Susan Province, retired teacher and coach. Chad Rollins, pharmacist. and Kyler Sherman Wilkins, who is a professor at Missouri State. So a lot of interest in the school board these days.
Yeah. I think
Which is
it's
great.
good. I kind of
It
like
is good.
the number of candidates and just like their campaigns to see where they stand on issues and I don't know, academia. I don't know. I think it's interesting because it affects so many students. So
It
many
does.
students. Forever. Like I
It
still remember, right?
affects the future of the country. Absolutely. So it makes sense that people are involved and care now. I'm not saying they didn't care, but large numbers didn't appear to care for a long
Right.
time.
Yeah.
This is good. All right. Well, there's another run at getting rid of Missouri's personal property taxes. Some legislators, once again, working on that. It happens, it seems, every legislative session. They give it a try. The bill's sponsor, Senator Bill Eigel, Republican from Weldon Spring, wants to, quote, slowly lower the assessment rate on personal property tax so that you don't have to pay rent to the government every December 1st for the crime of owning a car.
Wasn't that a funny quote? That's why I like to leave it as a quote because that's hilarious.
It's a pretty good quote and makes some sense. Personal property is currently assessed at a third of its real value, and then local governments tax that assessed value, which goes to funding local schools, libraries, and fire districts. The bill could include money from the state to local governments that lose money because of the cut.
Yeah.
Several bills over the years have tried to get rid of personal property taxes in Missouri, but so far have not yet been turned into law.
Yes,
And
I can tell you in living in a state with no personal property tax, which so did Ethan, right? You were in Florida without the personal property tax. I was in Texas.
Florida, Nevada, Illinois.
Yes, I was in Texas and it was lovely. It was delightful.
Well, they get you
because
one
it
way
actually
or
made a
another.
difference.
They get you one way or another because in Illinois, and I forget Nevada, Michigan, Florida, but in Illinois, it costs a lot of money to get license plates.
Yeah.
And in Missouri, it may not cost a lot of money to get license plates if your car isn't worth much, right?
Right.
So I mean, they get you somewhere. You're gonna pay the taxes, and they're gonna get you. But it was funny the other day. Griffin and I were in the car, and I don't know what prompted the discussion, but he was asking about taxes, and I was going to pay my quarterly taxes. And I waited till the last day to go put it in the mailbox. He was asking about that, and then we were talking about personal property taxes. And 10-year-old boy was like, "So wait a minute, you bought the car and paid taxes on it?" I was like, "Yep." And he said, "But then you still have to keep paying taxes like every year
Out of the mouth of babes
on the car that you bought and on the house that you own." You have to.
I wonder who his dad is.
Welcome to life, pal.
He sounds 100% like you. I can hear
Well, it's a logical
10-year-old
question.
Ethan saying the same thing.
Well, and I said, buddy, I
meanwhile
can't explain it, but that's where we
Yes.
are.
I
And I gotta
meanwhile
pay it.
am parenting myself too. I have a mini me, as it turns out. I mean, everything about her personality, mannerisms, how she, interacts with her friends, and like, oh my goodness, it's terrifying. It's terrifying.
Well, you did okay.
Lord help me.
So, yeah.
What?
You did okay in life.
I turned out okay eventually.
Yeah. I mean, look at me. You got me.
I married up. That is the
It was
truth.
one more thing about Griffin. He was like, "What happens if you don't pay him?" And I said, "Buddy, I've thought of that, but it's probably not worth it. Like, you go to jail and you got to pay it. You eventually pay it back."
And then you pay even more. Yes. All right. Switching gears now. The Andy's Frozen Custard on Battlefield Road is closing. You got about, I think, 9 more days to go there, and then it's closed. Apparently, that was the plan all along. They opened that tiny little shop there on Battlefield across from the mall to satisfy customers, to make money while they were building bigger buildings. And that they have done. They have some newer, bigger ones now on South Glenstone, South National, and many more across the city. So that one is shutting down. And just in case you're curious, Andy's now has 144 stores in 15 states.
So the little one that's across from Commerce Bank there, it's in front of the strip
Yes,
mall
yep, that's it.
where
That's the one.
the cafeteria used to be, Heritage.
Heritage, yeah.
Okay. So that'll okay. So there'll probably be a coffee shop or something that move in there because it's a cute little usable space, right?
It's a cute little building, I'll tell you that much.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder
Be
what
another
kind of
7 Brew.
business they did. You know?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Just
Because
tell people
to me it seems forgotten. That space seems forgotten. You know? I don't know. Maybe not. I mean, it's no doubt a busy road, obviously, but it just seems like a forgotten space. But
Yeah.
you're right. 7 Brew. Yes, please. Set up shop. I love it. Okay, now to this. If you have an Apple Watch, it may no longer monitor your blood oxygen level. If it's a newer watch, the older models are still fine. Apple has been in a court battle of sorts, and the ruling is that Massimo was the first with that technology. So there's been a patent dispute. And at least for now, Apple is losing, but it's not over. They are appealing, and Apple feels like they're going to win eventually. And maybe they are. So if you go buy a watch, you will still see the feature, the blood oxygen feature on there. But if you click into it, it'll say this technology is not currently available. But they went ahead and put it on the watches because they're pretty confident they're going to win. And then if they do, then the feature is already on the watch.
I don't understand
I just
how
quoted that case from memory because I wrote a script and I didn't read it. So I hope that I got all of that right, but I thought it was fascinating. And so I read this whole long thing on it. And there you go. There it is in a nutshell.
Okay. All right. I don't
I'm
know how.
not
I
a
don't
lawyer, but I
understand.
pretend to be one on TV.
Okay. Price of stamps is going up once again. It'll happen on Sunday. Forever stamps going from 66 to 68 cents a piece. Forever stamps of course are good forever, they say. No matter when you bought them for whatever price, you can mail it at that rate today. They were 41 cents when they first came out in 2007. So somebody who bought up
Excuse me, sir.
all what?
What other significant event happened in 2007 that we had to buy a ton of stamps for? Our wedding. Glad you remembered. It was the best day of your life. Sans salvation. But we got married in 2007. I actually remember when the very first Forever stamp came out, we bought cute ones and sent out our wedding invitation with the first edition of the Forever stamp.
I didn't realize that. Yeah.
I
remember the wedding.
You know why I remember it is because I was on the
sent out
morning show
invitations.
at the time at Dark 30. And I remember doing a story on the Forever stamp, the first ever Forever stamp. And then I can remember buying them for the wedding invitations.
Because you had to explain what a Forever stamp was.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had to learn the ropes about the story. So
I just bought a bunch more because we did Christmas cards. So I had to buy a bunch of Christmassy.
So
Forever
I don't
stamps.
actually believe in Christmas cards, but Ethan does. And so here's what happened. Ethan was like, we're doing Christmas cards this year. I was like, no, we're not. It's like December 23rd. And he's like, look, babe, look how cute they are. Oh, and here's the list of names that I need you to find the addresses for. Oh, I loathe sending out Christmas cards because
I'll tell
I
you
hope my
why.
friends are not listening. Listen, if my friends are listening, I just want you to know that I think your family is the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life. But I don't keep Christmas cards. I look at them and I toss them.
Yeah, nobody keeps them.
But then
I
it
mean, for
feels
a
like a
long
waste
period.
of money. It feels like a waste of money at that point.
It's a gesture to
It's a gesture.
say season's greetings.
Yeah. I'm a quality
And
time person. And so I will buy you a coffee and it'll be great. And we'll chat over coffee. But like, I don't know. There's something about sending out a picture of your cute family. Like, doesn't it feel like a bit like, what if they don't have a cute family and they wanted a cute family for Christmas and they didn't get like, I don't know. I worry about.
Don't send them a card.
These things.
Don't send them a card. Yeah, your problem is that you literally don't write down anybody's address. So once I get an address one time, it's in my phone. Now I have the address so that next year whenever I ask myself, Ethan, what's that address? I have it. I don't have to go find it or text people like you have to do year in and year out. It's the same people. They haven't moved. It's just literally the same people, and they haven't moved.
If you did not get a Christmas card from me and you're my friend and you are listening, it's because you were not on Ethan's list, but you would have been on mine. You would have been on mine.
If you had one.
If I had one. But I don't.
Kansas City Chiefs are considering taking Sky Moore off the injured reserve list, wide receiver who could be helpful as the playoffs continue. Hurt his knee back in December, missed the last 4 games. He hasn't lived up to expectations even before the injury, but you're saying there's a chance. The Chiefs kick off in Buffalo, 5:30 on Sunday. It's going to be brutally cold there.
It probably can't be worse than it was last weekend.
Yeah. I mean, people won't go to the hospital cold like they did in Kansas City, but the issue again in Buffalo is going to be the snow. They get that lake effect snow, and they're expecting a bunch more of it. So, I mean, they're pretty good at the stadium at clearing out the snow now. They've done it enough times.
Yeah.
But, a snowy field could be an issue for the Chiefs. So
it's interesting. A friend of mine that I was running with yesterday morning was telling me that her boys went to the game and they were fine. I cannot stand still cold. I can't do it.
Yeah, that'd be brutal.
I'm like, I have to go run mileage. I've got to move because I get nervous. Like I'm going to lose my toes. I'm going to lose my fingers. I can't feel anything, Yeah,
it's pretty miserable.
Yeah. All right. This weekend, if your pet needs a vaccine or microchip, you can head out to a low-cost vaccine clinic tomorrow at the Humane Society. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. at their building on West Norton Road. Individual vaccines will be $12. You can actually get them cheaper than that if you get more than the one because they have packages, and microchips are $20 each. Right. There you go. What? Why are you looking at me?
Well, you got another story to read.
Oh, me?
The Moxie. Yeah, the Moxie.
I thought you were reading it. And This makes sense. This is an Ethan story, but I'll read it for you. It's fine. The Moxie is showing The Wizard of Oz this weekend. It's tomorrow at noon. They are showing multiple movies over the next few months that they have dubbed must-sees for kids before they turn 13.
Oh, I like that.
I like it too. I love the idea, but I was deprived apparently as a child because I'm recognizing that I have seen the Wizard of Oz, but I haven't seen any of the other ones. In February, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, never seen it. March is The Red Balloon, never even heard of it. Apparently it came out in 1956 and is a must-see. And finally in April, they are showing Modern Times, came out in 1936. Haven't seen that one either. So I don't know what rock I lived under, but I enjoyed it.
Well, I was under the same rock because I, of course, have seen Wizard of Oz. I haven't seen the other 3. In 1980,
maybe we should
you would have
go.
guessed that I would have seen Pee-wee's Big. I didn't like Pee-wee Herman. He was
weird.
I was too old, I think, for Pee-wee Herman during that.
He's strange.
Yeah. In 85, I wasn't a Pee-wee guy. So.
And I was barely born.
Nor am I today. He just passed away. I think he died last year.
Oh, did he?
Pee-wee
my
Herman.
goodness.
Yeah,
oh, I'm sorry now. Now I feel bad for.
Red Balloon, I've never heard of. And nor have I heard of Modern Times from 1936.
I do feel like moviegoers, especially ones at the Moxie, know a thing or two about movies. And so maybe we should go.
I don't think so.
No, you've survived this long.
Wizard of Oz, that'd be fun.
I do enjoy The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I do. It's been a minute, but okay.
All right.
Well, happy Friday. Big gulps.
Happy Friday.
See you later.
It's going to get cold, so make sure you tune in to Abby Dyer's Wake Up Weather, and have a fantastic weekend.
Yeah. We
are actually both in town this weekend, and It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yes. There's a first time for everything.
So
theme song.
We will enjoy the weekend, and we'll see you back here Monday morning.
Bye.